Hello everyone and welcome back to another Darton Well update / progression video. We got quite a few bits on the agenda today that I want to get done, which will all come of light and will make sense at some stage in the video. We've got one thing which we've already just done, which I didn't record because I had to be helping to do it. Which is just use the hot wire cutter and get the last bit of foam down in the next scenery area, or in the next bit of the scenic cutting, should I say, which is good, success on that front. And we also have that bit over there. You can see that it's all been painted brown now whilst I was doing my GCSEs. So that's what's been going on so far, and you can also see that I've started to prep the next part of the layout with that little bit of polystyrene just there. Exciting times. So without further ado, and trying to keep the rambling to a minimum, let's get to it, should I say? Not carry on, because we haven't started yet. Oh, silly me. Right, I'll flip the camera around and I'll try and remember to film what I'm doing this time. Right, we've moved the camera, I've got some glue and we've got some form of brush. So now, basically we just have to put some glue down. Now I'm not entirely sure how much glue to use, so I'm just gonna guess basically, because I'm just going to be mixing it in, really. I think that will probably do for this section. I don't know whether I should have watered it down or not as such, but probably wouldn't have gone amiss in hindsight, but you know, we live and we learn. So essentially what we're doing here is we're just prepping this for some ground cover. So all of this is going to be nice and grassed, and it's going to be a lovely bank for everyone to sit on and watch trains go about their business on what is going to be Darton Well's main line. Oh well, what is Darton Well's main line, but you know, not complete mainline scenic wise, if that makes sense. If you couldn't tell, I'm not very good at these talking to camera pieces because I tend to ramble on a bit. Either that or I never know what to say. It's one or the other. It's never a smooth showing, but you know, we move. Look at that. And just like that, we have a lovely little bank covered in glue. And all we do after this is, as you think it is, we lay the ground cover. And then I'm not entirely sure whether you have to leave the ground cover to fully dry off before you add static or flock, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna leave it to sort of dry and do its thing before I add any of that, and hopefully it will be fine. Now I need to take some of this and I need some of this. Right, we have our products of choice, we have our scatter. So now what we do, we try not to spill it all over the track, and we just chuck it on down. And then we just hoover up the excess basically, because it doesn't really matter how much you put on. Obviously don't absolutely cake your layout in it, because you want a little bit of soil to show through. But that is essentially all it needs, and then I'll give it a once over on top with the layering spray, just to sort of let it settle down a little bit. So I'll do the next section off camera just because it's easier. and then I'll come back to you when that's all done, and then I'll make a verdict on whether I should do the static grassing or not today. And if I don't, then I'll do it in the next instalment of the episode, or the next section of the episode. It's not going to be an instalment, is it? I don't know. Either way, we'll do it next, basically. Right, see you in a bit. And there we have it, folks. One successfully ground covered section. I am gonna leave this as it is for tonight, I think. That's all I really wanted to get done on the whole, so that's where I am gonna leave it. But I've got a fair bit done that I wanted to get done, so that's the main thing. And I'll see you in the next part of the episode, so take it away, future me. Well, here we are again, ladies and gents. Welcome to the second part of the slightly longer model railway video. We're doing slightly more than we would on a usual model railway video, so we're calling it a big model railway video. I hope everyone's happy with that. I've got a couple things on the agenda for this video. I'm leaving this bit blank because I want to put some cable trunking along it. But we want to fill these bits all along here, in between the two main lines, with ballast that goes round to the bridge over there. But before that, we need to get this bit all static grassed. I say all static grassed, we're going to do a little bit of layering on it with what we've got in the static king over there. I'm not entirely sure what the grass lengths are, so we're just going to roll with it really. It's what I've done over on the bits that you can see down there, and as well as on the bank. You can see, well, I think it looks quite nice. Now the lighting is pretty shoddy because I've got a bright window right there, and I'm filming here, so you're just going to have to bear with that. But, like I said, I'm going to keep the talking to a minimum, and let's see what we can get down, shall we? I need to find the masking tape, actually, which is behind me, I think, because I need to cover up all of the track work. Stop it sort of getting grass all over it, which isn't really what we want. So we're going to cover that, and then we'll get to doing some grassing, shall we? I also have to try and blend this joint in a little bit better, which we'll figure out how to do when we get there. Right. Enough talking, let's get to doing some modelling. So all we're doing here is we're just going through and quite simply just laying it out on here, trying to avoid any of the bank while we do it, but sometimes you do have to get a little bit on the bank. Some bits won't be entirely even. But for the most part, it's just making sure that your truck work's covered, so you don't end up getting grass all over your truck work. your track is nicely covered with your tape, you can take whatever sort of layering spray you want. I've got the Orwell Scenics one. Pico used to do one, I believe. I'm not sure whether they still do, but you can get it wherever. And all you really want to do is you just want to spray on your layering spray to where you are grassing. It is as simple as. I'm not sure whether I'm doing too much here, so take everything I say and do with a pinch of salt. As I say, do as I say, not as I do. And then you can take your static grass applicator, which I've handily got one beside me. Here's one I made earlier, folk. There you are. Oh no! My camera's fallen over. Right, there you go. Here we have our static grass applicator, looking very ominous in the foreground. Now all you do is you've got this little thing here, which is a bit like your, I don't know, what do you call it? It's sort of like your pole for the charge. That was really bad terminology. Basically, it's just where your static grass will stand to. I think it's called a pole, I'm not entirely sure. You'll have to correct me on that. And all we do is we just lay down our grass, like so, on and around the pole. And then when it's all layered up and you've got multiple layers and you've got some bushes down, it all turns out as one real nice, lovely looking grass bank. And just like that, with me thinking I may have to go to hospital due to my broken back from having to bend over, we are there pretty much. I've gone with I added some straw-coloured grass on the top here, which I'm also going to follow through round to here, as I think it gives a really nice slight orange tinge to it. Now I do plan on adding a pathway style a thing along the top here somewhere, which I'll add along the back. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I might just add little spots of glue and then use like some dead straw or something like that. But either way, for the most part, I'm quite happy with that. Obviously on the camera you can see the slight seam around there, but you know, in all due fairness, you're not really going to see that if you're on ground level. It's even more visible on camera. It's fine. Via eye, it just looks like a little bit of dirt. So that's the main thing that I'm worried about anyway. And if I come off of my little stoolet, you follow it around here, where it's a little bit dark, it looks really, really nice. So I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. Now, I've got a little bit more just to finish off on there, but apart from that, we're all done. And then we can move on to doing the next bit, which you'll see now. Hello again. You join me on a slightly different angle that you don't usually see on the layout, which is what's called by the door. Now this is going to form what will be the new, whatchamacallit, new little bank area. I've got a lot of banks on the layout if you couldn't tell. The new banking area near, well, the door, which is all being set up as we speak. Well, I've got to play my cards right to make sure that none of it gets done wrong, as it were, because there's bits of it that sort of fit and other bits that don't. These two bits that I'm using now have been pre-cut, so I've got no knowledge on whether they'll fit or not. We'll lap this bit. So it's all a bit of a guessing game at the minute. Although this has come out looking rather nice, I must admit. Although knowing me, I'll speak too soon and something will happen. So looks like we're going to need to cut 2 extra pieces, which isn't too much of an issue. One to just cover over, and the other to finish off this bit down here. So I'll try and cut it to size, if not then some of it might overlap. Hey, there's nothing we can really do about it. So I'll whack you onto Timelapse and we'll see how it turns out. Right folks, hopefully I'm sure you'll agree that this looks far better than it did as just a standard sort of drop. Now, I have left this bit as a bit of a bigger drop, but my plan is to install a signal here, which will most likely be one different to this, but also similar, maybe as an advanced starter. I don't know, I think something would look quite nice there. I've got to figure out signals in the long run, but at the moment that looks bloody lovely, and you'll be seeing in the next episode me doing some stuff with that and hopefully getting it all finished off, because I'll probably do another 2-part episode like this one. Now on to the final bit of the episode. Let's lay some ballast down in here, and we shall see what it looks like, shall we? Let's do it. And just like that, we have a lovely, fully ballasted middle section. Now you'll note the grass bits do look a little out of place at the moment, but they were a trial, so if they don't work, they're staying. Anyway, that should be all done now. I'm just going to go through, soak it through with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to glue it down, and we'll call it there for today. Sorry if you can hear the pinger going off in the background, we're doing some cooking. Why I say I, or we're, blah blah. My grandparents are doing some cooking. Right, anyway, thank you for watching. I'll get a train running through, actually, why not? You guys can watch the trains run around, and I'm going to get this finished off. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.